Welcome to Bake It Fat and Weird. I have a special guest with me today. If you don't know who it is, it's Mama Jean. She is here to make her chocolate chip cookie recipe, and then later in another video, we're gonna pit it up against the Martha Stewart got me fired chocolate chip cookie recipe, which supposedly is like one of the best. So we're gonna see how yours stands up to that one. So before we brown the butter, so we'll just throw in that clip of us browning the butter.
Here we have a cup of unsalted butter, just starting to melt, and it'll come to a boil, and you just let it boil and boil maybe 5 minutes on medium heat, and pretty soon it'll foam up, and then you won't hear it. You gotta use your ears when you're browning butter. So when it's done browning, it'll be all down at the bottom and it won't be foaming anymore. So you just kind of have to watch it, especially at the 5-minute mark. It's just starting to boil now. So we'll just wait. And on the edge, there's some brown starting, and all that brown is gonna sink to the bottom. You just gotta tip and watch it, because when it's done foaming, it'll just sink to the bottom and you have brown butter. So at this point, you just have to watch it. So we're just cooling off the browned butter real quick. Give it 15 minutes in the fridge. Don't want to add anything to it yet. It's pretty hot. So you can set it on the counter for half an hour, and come back to it if you want.
And then we've kind of let it cool. So it's kind of, I would say it's like not cold, but it's kind of just like warm.
Yeah, it's warmish. It won't cook an egg. You know, it's not so hot that it's gonna cook the eggs that we're gonna put in eventually. So at this point, we'll put the sugars in.
1/4 cup of white sugar and 1.5 cups of dark brown sugar.
And we're just gonna use a whisk today because it's simple. And by the time you put it into a mixer and beat the heck out of it, you could have done it with your whisk.
So you don't really feel like you need to cream the butter?
No, you don't need to cream it.
Okay.
So we'll add the egg in a little bit. And this recipe is a little bit unique in that it has, with the egg and the vanilla, it has a little bit of Greek yogurt in it, like
1 tablespoon?
Tablespoon at the most.
Okay.
So there you just have a sugary, buttery mix.
And that was one cup of butter that we browned. So.
Doesn't that smell good?
Yeah, I mean, butter and sugar always smells good to me. That's why I have a cookie company.
So
we have 1 whole egg and then 1 egg yolk, and then 1 tablespoon of vanilla paste. You can use vanilla extract, but the important thing is don't use imitation.
Right.
With
the good stuff, a whole tablespoon. You can add more if you want.
I feel like a tablespoon with this amount is a pretty hefty amount.
Yeah. So. The brown butter almost takes over the vanilla flavor though, but you just can't have too much. I gotta tell you this little thing too.
Okay.
Every time I mess with an egg or a tablespoon, I think of the little Latvian landlady that I lived with in college, and she would take her finger and scrape every egg and every measuring cup with her finger. Every little bit she would get out. She didn't waste a thing.
Well, I feel like that's me. When Aubrey and I go eat chicken wings together, I have to take them after her to finish eating and the rest on there because I don't want any wasted chicken wing, you know? I feel like, I realize that recipes are, it's not supposed to be like down to the precise, milligram, but I feel like if I don't get every little bit in there, I'm not doing the right thing.
For her, as a 70-year-old
Did she grow up poor probably?
Probably. They had a bakery when she lived in Latvia, and they came over to the U.S. and she continued the bakery, and she probably lived through a wartime.
Yeah. I feel like too, growing up like poor, you like don't want to waste anything, because it's like if you wasted a little bit throughout the course of a year, you wasted maybe like a whole meal,
Exactly.
The way I think about it. And I grew up definitely on that shoestring budget as well, and
So there's a little bit of Greek yogurt going in at this point.
Yeah, you gotta get it all out now,
That's good enough. So what the Greek yogurt does, in my opinion, is that it creams it a little bit, but then it also helps the baking soda to
by giving it something
activate.
acidic. Okay.
Yeah.
Smart. All right. I like the science behind that.
So it's not terribly granulated.
And we mixed the 1 teaspoon of baking soda and a half a teaspoon of salt in our 2 1/4 cup of flour already.
Get most of that off because I'm going to switch from the whisk
To the spatula.
to the spatula.
Okay. And then you want to put the flour in
Yeah,
like slowly?
gradually. Yep.
Okay.
That's good.
So probably about 1/3 of the flour in there, and then you just kind of fold it.
Yep. Just like that. Super simple. Gosh, that smells good. Okay, you can put some more in now.
So is this is your mother's recipe or yours?
No, it's just something I've developed. You wouldn't believe how my mother made cookies. She had a cookie day of the week. She had a bread day of the week, a cookie day of the week, a garden.
kind of lady.
Yeah. But she had a huge aluminum cookie pan. And
Like
she
a
would,
mixing bowl?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just a huge mixing bowl. And she did it all by hand until she actually got a hand mixer. But she would do a triple batch. So, and she'd take that batch of batter and split it in 3 types.
And then she'd make 3 different types of cookies. Do you remember what the 3 types were?
Always oatmeal raisin, chocolate chip, and then some kind of like a monster cookie, something that had everything in it.
Okay, like kitchen sink or monster cookie where you're just throwing a bunch of stuff in there?
Yeah, depending on what she had in her kitchen, I think. And
Oatmeal raisin, huh? Was that a favorite among the family? Because I feel like oatmeal raisin has gotten a rap of being the cookie that just tricks you into thinking it's oatmeal chocolate chip. And then you're just like-
I love a good oatmeal raisin cookie. And she'd sometimes drizzle just a little bit of icing on top, so maybe that was why I liked it.
Yeah. And then for our chocolate over here, we have a lot of different chocolate. It's only about 9 ounces of chocolate, but we have semi-sweet and milk chocolate chips, and then we have dark chocolate and milk chocolate chunks.
You can put anything you want in. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Ready?
Yep, you can put that in. And then when this is mixed fairly well, we'll just stick it in the fridge, cover it, stick it in the fridge
Okay.
for an hour, couple hours if you want, next day. But
really, it needs at least an hour or 2
Yeah.
to like let those flavors kind of come together.
yep, they'll develop so much better if you let it go for a little bit.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of recipes call for like 24 to 48 hours. Usually not much past that because I feel like after 48 hours, you're really not getting that much of a benefit.
Yep, and you can sprinkle after they're baked on the cookie sheet. Don't move them on the cookie sheet because they will be soft. So let them rest on the cookie sheet after they're baked, and you can sprinkle them with a little bit of salt, and then move them.
I had someone say the other day, like, I hate people's infatuation with sprinkling cookies with salt. But I think that, I thought that was like a dumb comment because like salt is like an amplifier of flavor, right? And so like if you made a whole recipe without putting salt in it, it would be very bland. Like salt turns up the flavor. And so I just thought it was kind of like a dumb comment because it, like you just obviously haven't had a good salted cookie because it makes a difference, especially with the sweetness of a cookie.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's it. So we just
That's
gotta cover it.
Yeah.
Right.
And you see, it's cool enough that none of the chocolate melted.
Right.
We're just stick it right in the fridge and use a scoop, ice cream scoop.
Okay. Scoop them out.
Yep.
But that's it for your part.
That's it.
So now we'll have to do a blind taste test after we've chilled this. We gotta make the Martha Stewart cookie. We gotta let the Martha Stewart cookie chill for a day. So we won't be tasting this till tomorrow. But I will bring home some of this so that y'all can make some tonight. So for Letty's birthday. Today is Letty's birthday. So yeah.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Do you have a tagline? You have to like, you gonna give them the people something? You know, like, cause we always say like you're worth it. You got a tagline?
You have one for me?
No, like that's something you got to come up with on the spot. You know,
tell me
I mean,
that.
you're Mama Jean, so like you know,
Yeah.
you know what? Just what's your inner Julia Childs? Like what you know? You know, like what, you know, we watched Chop last night.
I
and
know, my
so-
inner Julia Child.
Yeah. What's your encouragement to everyone for trying your recipe, you know?
Well, try it, you like it, but
If you try it, you'll like it. That's a great tagline. That's a good tagline.
try it, you like it.
There
Let
you
me
go.
know how you like it, okay?
There you go. We have Mama Jean's cookie recipe right here. Let's do a break open of this cookie. These cookies have a pretty crispy edge on them. They're definitely like chewy and soft in the middle. You just get a really good depth of flavor from that brown butter. Like a lot of like nuttiness comes through. And obviously we use the high-end chocolate in Mama Jean's, but yeah, really good cookie. We're gonna do a blind taste test soon and see like which one people like more, the Mama Jean's cookie or the Martha Stewart Fired Me cookies. But overall, I think if I were to pick a cookie, it'd be Mama Jean's cookie. But I'm gonna bow out from blind taste testing because I've already seen the cookies and I know who made what. So you have to stay tuned for the blind taste test. As always, thank you guys for watching. Comment down below if you have any other recipes that you want me to try out. Stay weird.